The next topic we're going to take up in the workplace is very, very deep and very, very spiritual, and that's the question of creativity. Often you'll find yourself in a position where you're asked to be creative. You're asked to come up with something innovative. You're asked to come up with some process that can be taken and run with and lead toward the results that your project is about. And sometimes we don't feel creative. Sometimes we're blocked. That's what it boils down to. Let's talk about creativity. People try to be creative. No, that's like trying to fall asleep. If you're trying to fall asleep, you ain't falling asleep. It has to be this natural process that all of a sudden you were there and now you're not and you wake up in the morning. Creativity is exactly the same. Why? Your personal mind is not creative. In fact, it's destructive, right? And that's the truth. The personal mind that has needs and wants and insecurities and fears, it is not creative and it cannot be creative. It only thinks about itself. It is totally self-focused. It sees the whole universe from the point of view of, I am the center of the universe and everything is about me. Now, how do I get what I want and how do I get to do what I want? That is the personal self. That thing is not creative. Or if it is, it's creative about getting what it wants, right? It's sometimes very creative about that. But it's not what we mean by creative. The ability to abstract and come up with new thoughts and new ideas to be able to contribute to a project. So the first thing you understand is the same thing I've said with every one of these, is it is about letting go of yourself. In fact, I'll go out on a limb. When you have actually reached a point that you're able to naturally let go of yourself. And when you let go of it, it's not like you have to do it for the rest of your life. When you let go of it, at some point it stops coming back. And it just thins out and thins out and thins out. You're going to find out that creativity is your breath. Creativity is every moment of your life. Art, beauty, intellectual creativity, all of it just well springs up naturally all the time. It is your natural state. The deeper part of your being is where creativity comes from. They talk about left brain, right brain. That's dealing with when it manifests through the brain, how does it end up manifesting? It's really coming from a deeper place of your being. It's coming from a more spiritual, intuitive, closer to the seat of self is where creativity comes from. You can't do that if you're staring at your personal mind. So again, it is about letting go of yourself. Now, if you're not letting go of yourself, if you're having trouble letting go of yourself, if subconsciously you're blocked, it's not just conscious that you see what's going on, then you're not going to feel this creativity. Are there things that you can do to help get it flowing? So the answer is start with centering. Always start with centering. And believe it or not, what you start with is I'm blocked. You just don't wonder why I'm not creative. Don't wonder what I'm going to do about it. Don't freak out. I'm going to get fired. Just, okay, I'm blocked right now. I'm blocked. That's real. It's honest. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get mad at yourself. It will block you more. Don't get scared that you'll fail. It will block you more. Just, I'm blocked. So what do I do when I'm blocked? Well, when I'm blocked, it's hard to see what to do. It's hard to see where to go. What I have always found, and I taught this to all of my programmers who are all creative, is you do everything in passes. What your personal self tries to do is to say, it's supposed to be perfect the first time I do it because I'm scared. I want to see that it's working. I want to see that it's right. That is putting so much pressure on yourself. It's ridiculous. You will not be able to bring forth creativity when you put that type of pressure on yourself. So what you do is take the pressure off. I do it all the time. You just sit there and say, I have no intention of getting this right now. I just have an intention of doing a first pass. There will be many passes. How many? I don't care. As many passes as it takes. This is just a first pass that has no meaning. It doesn't mean a single thing. It's just, let's get it started instead of doing nothing. I don't have to be creative to just make something up and just start. At this stage, when I write, I always start that way. And then when I read it, it's finished. It's come to the point where the starting pass, because the blockages went away, the creativity is so natural, it ends up being, of course we clean it up and edit and so on, but it ends up being what's there. It wasn't always that way, and it isn't always that way with other people. So you just give yourself the right to do it in passes. That is essential. Some of my past employees, after 5-10 years, come visit me, and they tell me that they are now managers, and they teach everybody the concept of passes. That's the most important thing they learned from me, is you don't try to do something right the first time. You don't put that pressure on yourself. You don't expect it. You don't look at it from the point of view you're no good because you couldn't get it. You just sit there and say, I'm blocked. That's fine. I don't mind being blocked. I love being blocked. Love it. I want you to love it. I want you to embrace it. I want you to like periods of being blocked. Why? That's how you get over being blocked. If you get blocked about being blocked, you will stay blocked. And so you start with passes. And as you do those passes, you do one, and don't put any pressure on yourself, period. Just go across from start to finish at a high level. Just work it through and see what comes out. Then read it. Don't get mad that it's no good. Don't throw it away. Don't crumple up the paper. The people who sit there, that classical thing you see of authors crumpling up the paper when they write 3 words on it. No. That is just reinforcing your blockages. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. I don't care if it's garbage. I have literally had my mind tell me, why are you bothering to do this? I know it's the first pass. This is terrible. Why are you continuing? You're just writing page after page and going back and reading it the next day and thinking it was wonderful. It's just, you can't let your personal mind block you. And you have to use it as a way of working past yourself, transcending yourself. That's what you're doing. It doesn't matter what comes out on a piece of paper. What matters is this is a process of bringing forth the openness that allows creativity to come forward. So it's a fun process. Make it a game. That's why even in professional sports, they will sit there and tell the quarterback, go out and have fun. And they mean it. They do it for batters too. Just go out there like a sandlot, even though it's the bottom of the ninth in the World Series. Because when you are letting it be fun, when you have taken the pressure off, the natural flow of spiritual energy has room to come up. And the next thing you know, where you thought you could do nothing, all of a sudden you're blossoming. Being blocked is a spiritual thing. If you use it properly, you should be able to use every single thing as a stepping stone to growth.